Welcome back to Beyond the Horizon, where we get horror voice. Today's story takes place back in the mining era. If anybody know anything about the mining era, you'll know that the miners worked in extreme conditions and were paid poorly for it. Such the case go by this man named John in this story. Well, John was a miner, and because he couldn't provide for his family the way he wanted to, John would often go into a depression. He resorted to alcohol. The alcohol interrupted the pattern's behavior. He will obviously become drunk and abusive towards his family. His family consisted of his wife and his daughter. His daughter was a special case. You see, most parents have certain ways of punishing a child when they get rowdy. Sometimes it's grounding. Some put in time out. Sometimes you give him a little spank on the bottom. Well, John had more extreme methods. His little daughter do something to irk his nerve, especially while he's under influence. He would do things like lock her in a dark closet, knowing that she's claustrophobic and scared of the dark. He'll lock her in the basement and leave her there for hours. Sometimes he would even lock his child outdoors in the cold. Well, on this fateful day, John and his wife got into an argument. John was obviously very drunk, so John turned abusive mid-argument. He started to put hands on his wife and to beat her. His daughter came to her mother's aid, and she pounded on John's leg and told him to get off my mama. Well, John grabbed her, put her in his vehicle, and drove her down to the mine where he worked there, intent on teaching her a lesson. When they got to the mine there, he took her inside of a mining cave. Took her deep in there, where she wouldn't be able to crawl her way out. And he told her, "You're gonna stay in here until I'm ready to get you, and I'm gonna determine when you deserve to come out." So she was in there, alone, cold, shivering, begging for help, saying, "Daddy, it's cold in here. Daddy, I can't see. Daddy, I'm scared. I'm sorry." Well, John heard all her pleas for help, and he just sat outside smoking a cigarette. Suddenly, John heard a rumble, a devastating rumble. He turned around in shock and fear because he knew what that rumble meant. That meant a cave-in was happening. And he watched in horror as the ceiling that led to the tunnel of the cave collapsed. He tried to hurry up and crawl his way to his daughter, but it was too late. He was completely shut off. He could hear her sobbing and whimpering. She will say, "Daddy, I can't move. It's heavy. I can't breathe. Please help me. I think I'm gonna die." Well, a rescue crew didn't make it out there till the next morning. And by that time, John's little girl was gone. Overcome with grief and anger, when his wife found out that their daughter was dead, she committed suicide. John ended up losing his wife and his child in a matter of 2 days. He used all his savings to get him a funeral and a burial. But after that, he doubled down on the alcohol. He knew it was his fault that he lost his family, and he couldn't take it like a man. He couldn't deal with the responsibilities. Well, one night while he was sitting on a couch, drinking, he heard his daughter call for help. "Father, help." He jolted up. It sounded like it was coming from the hallway. He ran to the hallway and looked around. Then he heard, "I can't breathe." It sounded like it was coming from his bedroom. He turned and ran in his bedroom. He knew he was going crazy. Then he heard, "I think I'm going to die." And all of a sudden, he started hearing all these voices over and over again, the voices of his daughter, saying what she said moments before death. And it encased him, and it trapped him, and he pulled himself into the corner and slumped to the floor, crying. That's when he saw his closet door open. He saw a light bulb flickering in there. Not the light bulb that came with the house, but the type of light bulb they had in the mining cave. And in the dim light of the flickering, he could see his daughter staring back at him. Instead, she looked at battered, bloody, and deceased. His daughter began to put the accusations on him. You did this to us, Daddy. You left us to die. This is all your fault. And as she spoke, she advanced further and further on him. His breathing would become faster and faster till his breath was starting to hitch in his throat. Well, the next morning they found old John dead in that corner. Doctor said it was from a heart attack. But you and I know better. Hope you enjoyed the story. If so, please like and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one.